Hey guys, Riot here.
Happy extra long weekend. There'll be no podcast on Monday.
There will not.
But we'll be back on Tuesday. We just have Monday off for the holiday.
Today in the podcast, we talk about weighted blankets. I finally bought one.
Yay, and you tried your first night with it.
First night report on the weighted blanket. We talk about a lot of food. But not as much as you think we did.
You say that in a negative way, but I just think we highlighted some things that we wanted to get in before the end of the week.
Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Kit Kats. We talk Fitbits, the Party Bear hot tub weekend, how Obadiah and Bernie Sanders might actually be on the same page.
Mm-hmm. There's something that connects them both, and it is weird.
It is the best kind of weird.
I don't know. It's odd. It's like really odd when you find things out about people and you're just like, well, I wish I didn't know that. For the air conditioning. No, wait, I don't want to spoil it. You'll find out.
All right. Okay. We get details on NBC's Peacock streaming service.
Yeah, they talked about the free and the premium.
Lime and jalapeno ruffles, and a few other things here and there. Like a fried pig's head.
We also talk with Northlander. They're a new band on RadioU. Did you forget to put that in there?
I definitely did.
They're a new band on RadioU, but not really. They're a band also called Fallstar, but they have a new stuff under a project called Northlander, which you can now hear on RadioU.
Okay, so let's see. See, you guys are catching us in the middle of the workday here, so
there's still things to do.
I got to put the Northlander interview in the podcast, which is happening now, and then, of course, we'll also want to put it at riot.radiou.com if you want to see it, and then we'll upload it to the other podcast we do, which is the Interviews podcast.
Make sure you take some time to say hello. Let us know you're a podcast listener and your name by texting us, 877-2-RADIO-U, or follow us at Radio U Riot on Facebook or YouTube, because the Northlander interview is available to watch. So you can see what it looks like in the studio and what Chris and everybody looks like. That's up if you want to watch it this weekend, too. So you got some extra stuff.
Okay, problem solved.
Yay, have a good
Northlander
week.
interview posted.
Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Bye.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On Radio U.
I just really genuinely want to congratulate you and just, you know what? Come on forward, all right?
Get on the stage.
Yeah,
Get on the stage.
Oh,
It's all you.
You did such a good job, and everyone is, the Academy voted. The People's Choice, and they decided that you deserved Friday. They're so excited about it. And
first off, everyone really, truly was impressed about your performance this week.
Incredible.
You really did a good job.
That day when you didn't want to and you went anyway, then you did that the next day and the next day and the next day.
What a stunning performance that you put in.
Incredible. And so we just want to take this moment to acknowledge you and your accomplishments and what you've been able to do this week.
Now, we know you're going to put in a few more hours of that amazing performance.
But you know what?
Doesn't have to be as big as this week was, but just the final hours.
You're just really just tweaking it. You're in the editing room in a lot of ways.
The cutting room floor.
In there, just getting it ready for everybody. An inspiration to us all.
Well, we're honored to be able to have been a part of that week.
Yeah. So we present you with this Week Time Achievement Award, WEE, just to be clear.
Not WEAK.
Certainly not.
Aw, it's nice when people get recognized.
Oh, yeah.
Because you really did a good job.
Great. So, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Great. Now, every week we're going to have to do this.
Pat yourself on the back.
We're going to have to congratulate you guys every week for making it through.
Oh, you should be in my room on a Friday morning.
Well, is this the same pep talk you give yourself?
I've got a whole thing that happens.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on Radio U.
Yesterday, I had a not that huge package on the porch, and I picked it up and I was like, my bag! It was so heavy. It actually wasn't that heavy, but you just weren't expecting a package of that size to be as heavy as it was.
I wonder if the delivery person was like, I know what it is.
Someone having a hard time sleeping?
Did you get a weighted blanket?
Mommy's bringing you your num-nums in your blanket. So I got a weighted blanket yesterday. 20 pounds, which I got to tell you, I feel like that was enough.
Yeah.
This whole thing where they're like, you really need a 25-pound blanket, fatty, is...
Well, the weight corresponds...
with your body weight.
With your actual body weight, because it needs to be enough to hold you down.
Well, I can just tell you that last night I kept having dreams about being smothered, so
really?
I'm fine.
They also say that happens. It'll take 1 or 2 nights to get used to it, and you might dream a lot during the first couple of nights.
I did. I expected it to be like magic because I was like, oh, I'll never, whatever. I still rolled over what I would consider to be like 1 or 2 times, and at one point I was just hot. I was like, it's hot, so I had to, stick a leg out.
Cool down.
So I could cool down a little bit. But that being said, I slept way better last night. What I noticed, and it's funny, I didn't know that was a thing. Last night, this morning I've woken up and I've been like, man, I had crazy dreams last night. Like I dreamed and dreamed and dreamed. And then it's like, oh yeah, I don't think I've dreamed in a long time. I mean, I probably have, but I just don't remember them.
But it's your body getting used to it.
Yeah, and there were 1 or 2 times, at one point, it almost felt euphoric, where you're just like, there was something so relaxing about it. And then at other times, I was like, what the
Smothering.
heck? Like, what is the deal? This thing is, like, pushing me down. I'm dying here. So, I mean, it was...
all this going on while you're sleeping.
Yeah, there was just kind of a mixture of both. But in general, I really liked it. So I was surprised. Probably one of the most telling things about it is that normally I wake up and it's like there's a pillow on the other side of the room. Like the sheets look like a tornado or a hurricane has come through. And I woke up and it was just like everything was flat.
Everything was normal.
And that means that I couldn't have moved around that much.
We'll be interested in finding out on Monday then, because every article we had read before, usually they say it is a 1 or 2 night sort of adjustment period.
Really?
And then
I actually didn't know that.
Eventually, like the second or third night, you'll just sleep. You'll just stop moving. So your body's still like kind of fighting it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there was an element of that. I did not fall asleep right away, and there was this sensation, like this weirdly like physical sense of like wanting to push it off. And it was like I had to keep telling myself like, just relax, it's fine. And it was like, get it off!
Get it off me.
Off!
So give it more time this weekend and give us an update on Monday.
So it was an odd experience, but I'm really glad I got it. And I'm looking forward. You know what? Might nap with it today.
I'm looking forward to sleeping.
Who knows? This afternoon, go home, put on a little Mystery Science Theater, disappear under the blanket.
Actually, we won't find out on Monday. Monday is Worst of Riot because it's a holiday, but Tuesday we'll find out. They'll give you more time with it.
Well, even better. More time to sleep? Well, that sounds great, Nikki.
You bring it in with you on Tuesday. You're like, I can't let go of it.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
As someone that has had their face on an item that has been for sale, I don't know how I would feel about this. But then again, if you're NBA Los Angeles Laker All-Star Anthony Davis, you're probably used to walking around seeing your face on stuff.
And I'm sure he worked hand in hand with them on this item.
Yeah. What we are talking about is the brand new Bago Ruffles featuring Anthony Davis on the cover. And he is now, Nikki, I love this, the first professional athlete to endorse a custom chip flavor.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
You know how we talked earlier about we've all had really big, great weeks?
Yeah.
He's having a good week, too.
Hey, forget about anything you've ever done in your life.
Do you even have a chip?
This is the big one. And if you were hoping to be the first professional athlete to endorse a custom chip flavor, it's too late.
Well, you knew it was going to happen before you got that because you're not a professional athlete yet, so you need to do that first. And then work on the chip.
Well, Nikki, you got to start somewhere.
You do. It's baby steps.
It is baby steps.
What do you think of the flavor? A lime jalapeno?
I'm not interested.
Not at all?
You know what? For me, even lime is an iffy flavor where, I mean, it obviously is good on a lot of different things, including, you get yourself a good tortilla chip, and it's got the right amount of salt, a little bit of lime. That can be okay.
It can.
If it's fresh. if you're going to the store to buy a bag of lime-flavored tortilla chips, that's no good. There's like no real lime, to me anyway. It tastes chemically and weird. I don't like that
Well, maybe
flavor.
the jalapenos will take away that.
Maybe it will.
It'll just add a little heat to it.
What do you think of the flavor?
I'm actually intrigued. And
Okay.
I love Ruffles. Just anything that's like a ruffly chip, I'm all in.
Yeah. And, you know, he has a unibrow. And he's, I'm talking about Anthony Davis here. And you know what? Good on him for leaving it in place. I got a unibrow, and I'm always there tweezers.
You're
like
tweezing it out?
Yanking out these stupid little hairs.
Love yourself and love the potato chips.
I should. I want to give him a high five. I appreciate him.
So we're gonna add that to our list for next week because we'll be doing a Riot skips work as we go around collecting food fight items. So Ob and I will do a Facebook event with that next week, and that needs to be there.
Dude, you guys should stop by our Facebook page and leave us some suggestions. I appreciate a lot of what we got, but a lot of people are like, go to this restaurant and eat this food.
No,
we're actually looking for straight junk food.
Just a snack food that's already at the grocery store.
That we can buy and bring home with us so we can eat them in our jammies. Or here in the studio, whatever.
Not going to a restaurant and trying that stuff.
Right. I should have been more specific.
Well, if we don't say it, then now you guys know.
Yeah.
We want potato chips. We want like Oreos, that sort of stuff. Pop-Tarts, cereal.
Mm-hmm.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much. Oh.
The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, I got to tell you, it has been a very, very, very rough week for our British cousins.
Can we hear any more bad news from there?
I mean, with this whole Megxit thing, it's just been... It's been heart-wrenching, really. And I have so enjoyed the Canadian response.
It's not been so good.
A lot of Canadians are like, yeah, you can move here, but we're not paying for it.
I really want to see the spin as that grows into something. It's like, no, everybody really is excited for them.
I love the... Okay, this is... I'm getting off track.
Note, that's
I'm getting
right.
off track,
That's
but I just
all
want
right.
to say this. I love the idea, like, I'm quitting the royal family and we're moving to Canada, but, I mean... Yeah, you guys are going to pay for all that because we're royalty. You guys pay for it. Okay? Okay.
I don't know if exactly how the meeting went, but pretty close.
All right. Well, that's not the only tragedy involving an exit that is taking place in the British Empire, Nikki.
So there's the Great British Baking Show. Depending on how you watch it, it's also called the Great British Bake Off. Depends on which side you're on.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to know that I have become, I would say, an unabashed, unashamed fan, but like I'm a little bashed and a little ashamed.
Dude, I love the show.
I really like it. I watched it. Like I've seen almost all of it on Netflix. I think I like it because it has the drama of a reality show, but it's hugs.
Still kindness.
Talks about, I will say when I watch it, I just want to eat like cake and donuts because it's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, it's cake week, so
I know.
You've got to.
Oh my gosh.
So it's gone through its own changes for hosts, and they have 2 hosts, and then they also have 3 judges. Mm-hmm. So for this, we're talking about the 2 hosts.
And it's Sandy Toksvig is leaving.
She's the girl host, and she's doing something else now.
Yeah, they say that unlike this is a quote from The Takeout, unlike previous exits on this show, there's no drama surrounding this decision.
Well, there was a lot of drama previously.
Yeah, over the other one.
Yeah, because
there were 2 of them, actually. The 2 that left.
Left, like in, what do you say, in solidarity?
Yeah. With
the changes that they were making in the show.
I liked them, too. They were great hosts. But you know what? I've liked Sandy and What's-His-Face, too. So it's a shame that's happening. And
I don't remember the other guy's name, the guy host, but
I don't either.
It's funny when you look, he's in a lot of comedy stuff in the UK.
Is he really?
Oh yeah. And he's been a part of some pretty well-known shows and just like comedy skits.
It's the first time I've ever seen him.
But if you look it up, you're like, wait, that's the British baking guy. Why is he on this?
You're like, I can't take him seriously anymore. Get him out of there.
No, he's mostly known for his comedy and TV work.
Not to us.
But for her, she's done a lot too, but she's done. She's going to move on to something else.
She's written novels and plays. She's the host of a quiz show there. And apparently she's writing some sort of a TV show called The Write-Offs, in which illiterate adults take part in a spelling bee. I guess
that's what she's working on.
That feels exploitive.
I don't know why they can sometimes still do that there.
Actually, that's true.
It's still allowed there. I don't know why she can't do them both. You know,
she got time.
The baking stuff doesn't seem to take too long. It's not on all the time.
It's only on once a year, right?
So if you watch the show, she's the one who's going to be leaving.
All right. Fine. Whatever. I'll tell you what, though. They lose Paul Hollywood and I'm out. I don't even know if I like him. I just know that if he leaves, I can't stay.
You just can't change anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the next thing you know, they're like, instead of a tent, we're in an open air market. That's it.
Not watching anymore.
It has to be in a tent.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
There are times when, as a show, I get tired of us being like, and now more streaming news.
But it seems to happen.
Let's talk more about streaming.
Before we talk streaming, can we just remind you guys we're about a half hour away from introducing you to Northlander. They're a band we play on RadioU TV, and their songs just spin in the Battle of Buzz. And it makes it into rotation starting today, so we'll introduce you to Chris and the guys.
So by reminding you guys, what she actually means is reminding me.
That we should be talking with him soon.
I want to remind Obadiah that this is actually happening.
And if you want to pop over to Radio U or Radio U Riot on either of our Facebook pages, you should be able to watch them when we talk to him too.
So yesterday, NBC announced the details on Peacock.
Oh, they had their conference.
They did.
Forgot about that.
They actually did really kind of lay out what I really wanted to know, and that's a launch date and a price. That's what I actually want to know. Now, if you have Comcast Xfinity cable, you'll be able to get Peacock on April 15th. If you do not have Comcast, you will have access to Peacock on July 15th.
That means they're testing it.
Yeah, it does.
They don't want to pull a Disney Plus, which was too many people at the same time.
So here's what they have. There's Peacock Free and Peacock Premium. Premium.
That's not going to come out ever.
Okay. Peacock Free is basically the majority of the content. You just get commercials. So they say they'll have 75 hours of programming, including
commercials.
Next day, 7,500 hours of commercials.
And it's like the same three.
Over and over because
again.
No one will buy ad space. So they say next day access to current seasons of NBC broadcast TV series. A freshman TV series. So a returning series like, I don't know, whatever they have. I don't even know what's on NBC.
Might take longer or less time.
They say it takes longer, but for the new shows, you'll be able to see them right away.
That's because they want you to try to like them.
They'll also have full runs of older series, movies, news, sports, Spanish language content, and select episodes of Peacock Originals. Now, Peacock Premium will be ad-free, and if you have Comcast cable, you'll be able to pick it up for about $5 a month. As a non-Comcast customer, $10 a month.
It's not the worst. So wait, Peacock Premium is available for $10 per month for no ads, $5 monthly with ads for those that don't have the service, that have the Peacock affiliated TV or broadcast provider.
Okay, so you can go commercial free for $5 a month if you're like a Comcast or whatever customer, $10 if you aren't, and then free is for everybody but commercials.
Correct.
Okay. So they say this is one thing that I do think is kind of interesting. They have exclusive streaming rights to all of the Universal movies for this year. So Fast and Furious 9 and Jurassic World 3 will only be available streaming there unless you buy it from iTunes or whatever.
I guess we'll have to see as we get closer to it. So July will be when everybody can get it. But if you have Comcast or the Infinity one, you can have it early.
Yeah, they say that there will be original comedies from Tina Fey, Mindy Kaling, Amy Poehler, Kevin Hart, over 1,000+ episodes from Dick Wolf's Wolf Entertainment. That's the Law and Order people.
Oh, the one guy.
Yeah, and on and on and on. So that's it. Hey, guys, more shows to not watch. Who's excited?
You get caught up, too, because you're like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to totally watch stuff. And then you get it, and then there's nothing to watch.
Yeah.
There's so much sometimes that there's nothing that you actually want to get into.
Here's how it happens, Nikki. What got me to do CBS All Access?
One show per card.
What would get me to do Peacock?
30 Rock?
Well, War Battles. I bought 30 Rock, so I don't have to stream it anywhere. Battlestar Galactica. They say they're going to do another one of those. And if it's any good, I'll be on it.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Listen, if you lost an eye, what would you do?
Don't you put a glass eye in or something? Or an eye patch? Or
You could. You could. Dude, the eye patch, I think, is freaking sweet. That one senator, House guy who, like, he's a congressman of some kind who wears that eye patch.
He can wear it.
I'm just telling you right now, I feel like I don't really know what his politics are, but I'd absolutely elect that guy to be president because I'm just going to tell you, for foreign policy, if you sat down across from that guy with that eye patch, people would be like, oh, whatever you want.
He's serious.
Whatever you want. It's fine. Go ahead.
But I feel like you have to have, like, he has a style with it. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, he knows. Mm-hmm. He knows. He's a pirate congressman.
So some people put, like, a glass eye in and then still wear an eye patch over it.
Well, Nikki, Rob Spence, he's got himself a cyborg eye.
What does it do?
Now, of course, he can't see through this eye, but he has, oh, my gosh, this is so amazing. He has two eyes. One he can put in that glows.
Well, don't we all? Or you mean like he can put in?
No, his swappable eye.
I gotcha.
He has an eye that will glow red like he's the Terminator. And then he also has an eye that's a camera. It's a camera.
That he does?
And it records 30 minutes of footage with his eye.
But again,
it looks like an eye.
It just looks like a normal one?
But it's a camera.
Except the Terminator glowing red one?
Well, no. That one, I think, maybe he has three eyes. Because he's got one that'll glow red. He's got one that'll do that. And then I think he has like a regular eye.
You must be into different looks with it then.
I mean, let's be clear. I want to keep my eyes. I don't want this, whatever. But if you were going to, the idea of walking around with a glowing red eye, shut up.
That's how you do it.
Shut up. You're going to freak people out. Or you wear the eye.
You're doing it.
You wear the eye patch, but then every once in a while you lift it up. You're like negotiating a car deal or something. And then you take the eye patch up and you look at him with the red eye and you're like, I know you can do better than that.
Oh, you just wait till it gets dark out and then you take it off and then it's just glowing.
Dude.
So that's good.
There's so many great things you could do with that. So that's what he's doing. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what you should do. I think that
helps with the healing process. Obviously, I'm sure he does not want to not have both of his original eyes.
Yeah.
But I think it helps with the process when you realize what's going on and then you make the best of it. And for him, it seems like he's made the best of it and then some by having all these.
He says he wants to create a generation of eyeborgs. He calls himself an eyeborg. You know what, Rob? High five, dude. As Nikki said, you are making the best.
You are totally doing that. And
Absolutely.
Those sound amazing.
And Frog says that Dan Crenshaw is the guy's name. I knew he was a Navy SEAL. And he's got an eye patch. I'm telling you, again, I don't know the guy's politics. I'm not trying to make a political statement, but he should be president. Because I'm telling you right now. Or maybe he should be, secretary, the foreign secretary? That's what the British call it. Secretary of... I can't remember. Whatever. That one, the one that goes to other countries?
Yeah.
That's the one we should be.
That's what he should be doing.
Because I'm telling you what, you have to look old Dan in the eye, one eye, you know he's not screwing around.
If not, this guy seems to have some options, too, for an eyeborg.
I like that, too. You know what, Rob? Get with Dan. We're going to send the two of you out.
Rob meet Dan, Dan meet Rob, and go.
Together, you got two good eyes, and you're going to get America the best deal.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Getting an opportunity to
wake someone up this morning.
It feels old school. We're waking people up. We're getting them out of bed.
It's been a while since we've had to literally wake someone up out of bed, but it's all right.
This is one Chris from Northlander. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning. It's good to be here.
Now, Chris is ready to go. It's early, but you can check out on our Facebook page if you want to see Chris from Northlander. If you hop over to RadioU.com, you can go there, or if you go to Radio U through our Facebook page, you can see him.
So, Chris, first off, let me compliment you on having the best sounding microphone of anyone we've ever interviewed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I bought it just for this interview this morning. I also went to bed like this with the hairspray in, and I just woke up with my jacket on, so I feel really nice and refreshed and ready
Good.
to go.
All snuggled and everything. You're all ready?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
You know, dude, I feel like I kind of need to get a jean jacket.
You think so?
Yeah, I keep seeing people wearing jean jackets. Chris is wearing a jean jacket. It's getting
Maybe
to be
you should.
It's getting to be time, right?
I need to buy one too. This is my brother's. I just borrowed it for a music video, and I've just kept it, and I haven't given it back yet.
You know, that's actually the best way to get one.
So you need to find someone that you can borrow a jean jacket from and never return it and keep it as your own.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Chris, I see you drinking from a cup there. What's your morning beverage of choice?
Eagle juice.
There's an Eagle cup.
Nice.
That's a powerful cup. Did that cup come in like blanket as well, where you can get an Eagle blanket?
Yeah, probably. In the T-shirt too.
In the T-shirt.
That
actually
like...
also my brother's who gave me the jacket too. So I have a twin brother, so I'm kind of him maybe, or he's me.
I feel like you're just taking all of his stuff. I don't know. Does he take your stuff back?
I don't have as cool of things.
Except for
That's
his.
It. Yeah,
Have you
have his stuff.
Have you considered that you don't have a twin brother? Have you ever thought that it's just you?
No. I wouldn't buy this cool stuff. I don't have good taste.
No. See, your inadequacy created another you to take care of your needs.
To deal with
and
it.
he's your twin brother.
Because in your mind, it was like,
okay
we'll never buy it on our own. You'll have to create this other brother.
Right. I don't deserve this, but Bill does. He's really cool.
Might be too early for this sort of deep talk. I'm not sure.
I'm just asking, dude. We're talking to Chris from Northlander, who may or may not have a twin brother.
So Northlander,
getting my mind hacked.
You can check out the music video, which has been airing for a few weeks on Radio U TV for Heavy Fruit, and that song starts on Radio U today, so you can request it anytime you want.
So, Chris, how are things going with Northlander? We've never really talked about the band before. Give me something.
It's going great. We put out the record independently in October, and then we sent it out to a bunch of people, but we just didn't find anyone that wanted to release it, so we did it by ourselves, which wasn't great because I'm not a record label, so I don't know how to put out a record.
Sure.
But then Jason from Face Down, who Fallstar, our other band, was originally signed to, heard it, and he loved it, and he contacted me, and he's like, we should figure out a way for Face Down to put this out. And so then we worked that out, which was incredible because I thought only like maybe 50 people would ever hear this music. And it took like 4 years of work. And I was like, it was worth making it, but I really wish someone would hear these awesome songs.
Aww.
And so when Jason in Virginia and everyone at Face Down loved it and put it out, then I just feel so good that people are actually going to hear this music and there's going to be like more longevity to the album.
So why, I mean, you guys are Fallstar, and is it like, do you have a couple of the same members? Is it all the same guys? Like, where's that line between Northlander and Fallstar?
Yeah, it's me and
Your brother?
Brian and Cody.
Okay, no.
Yeah, not my twin, not my twin.
Okay, all right.
My younger one. There's photos of him, but
He's real.
I have photos of us together.
He's
I
real.
swear.
He's real.
But it's those two guys and me, and then I mostly like write all the music for Fallstar and Northlander, and then Brian writes a couple songs here and there, so it's not like a crazy switch or anything, or we didn't bring in any new songwriters. But these are just songs that it's really hard to write heavy music for like a decade and not have any other outlets, and it was really hard for me to write the next Fallstar record, and I'm still writing it today 4 years later. But I started writing the Northlander immediately after the last Fallstar record, which was like late 2015, and I just loved it, and the songs were flowing, and like singing was so nice, and I could do a verse chorus bridge chorus structure, which is what I love. And all the songs made sense, and it just felt so natural, and I'm going to keep doing that. So
awesome.
It was refreshing.
Yeah. Now, as Fallstar and or Northlander, because I really don't know, like, you got any plans to tour a little bit? Because, you release an album, you play some shows. Like, what's on the agenda?
Yeah. Just release an album and play shows. I mean, we'll do some, like...
That's it.
We'll do some, like, smaller tours and stuff, but we won't do anything like we did at the beginning, like, with Fallstar, where we were just on the road all the time. Because we never, like, blew up to the point where it made sense. So we all have families now and stuff, but I feel like we're writing the best music we ever have right now. So it doesn't make sense to just stop. I have so many peers and friends who are pretty successful with music and like have an awesome time at it, and then they just like quit and get like a real job, which real jobs are awesome, and I have one now too. But I'm not going to stop playing music because I'm like getting older and I'm just getting better and better at making music. So why would you stop? So we're going to still keep playing shows, and then we're going to do smaller tours, and then we still travel like for fly out dates every now and then too. So we'll keep doing both bands. Yeah.
Couple questions I got to ask you. One, does your twin brother's family look exactly like your family?
He has a twin. He has a twin brother.
Just
that's number one.
They are close enough.
Okay. All right.
They're just never together at the same time next to each other.
And you said that you guys have, like, you've got a day job basically when you're not doing music. What do you do?
Yeah, me and my wife started a wedding film company. So we film people's weddings and make really pretty movies.
Aww,
nice.
That's so cute.
And I learned all that stuff from doing the band.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Like, I started music when I was like 15, but through that I bought like a screen printer, and then I bought like Photoshop. So I learned how to like screen print shirts, and then graphic design, and then I learned how to film our own music videos for a little bit of that, and then I learned like photography. So like getting into a band is an awesome way to start learning music. And I learned like recording software. So it's just like, it gave me so many like skills from just like playing music. So so we're just making wedding films, and it's awesome because I can choose my schedule. Like if I know we're going to be out somewhere in July or something, then we're not booking weddings in July. And, and we're getting to a point where we're busier now, so we can kind of like choose things, and it's very nice. It took 5 years to build that up.
Yeah.
So we're like at a good point now.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, this is Chris from Northlander. Just a reminder, you should check out the music video for Heavy Fruit, which is from the new album Forces of Light, and that's up at RadioU TV, and you can watch it through our RadioU Roku channel and our RadioU app. And then the new song Heavy Fruit starts on RadioU today, like we mentioned. So request away, and hopefully everybody enjoys it as much as we do.
Think we should play it?
I think so.
Okay. Let's play some Heavy Fruit. Chris, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you for getting up. We know it's early. We really appreciate it.
It's cool that both of you can be here.
Both of you guys.
It's an honor to talk to both of you.
It really is, dude.
Yes,
really
you and your twin.
Both of us are super glad to be here. Thank you.
You just hear from the background like, it's great to be here too. Yeah, he's over there.
Yeah.
Sure he is.
Appreciate it.
There's a little doll in the corner.
Oh, no.
He's here.
Yeah, he's there.
He's always with me.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These two never shut up. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Dude, this is so gross. I mean, I guess if, the earth was dying and we were like, we have no food, so we have to eat this, then I'd be game. And, it's just one of those things where in some cultures it's okay to eat something, and in others you're like, oh, no.
What is it you're not interested in?
Anything that can look at me.
Uh-huh.
I don't want the pig's face. I don't want the horse's face.
You don't want to see it.
I'm like, just give me the part so it's me, whatever.
In fact, if you fry it, it's even better. Just a crispy coating. So you don't even realize.
The guys on a YouTube channel, actually it's Food Beast's YouTube channel. They went to a Filipino restaurant in L.A. and they ordered fried pig head.
You get the whole pig face to your table?
It's called crispy ulo. And they literally just deep fry the head and bring it to you.
Oh, thank you. I don't think I'm up for that. Like, well, you must open your mind up to try different things. I just don't think I can.
Well, I feel like on the one hand, it would be instructive because there is something to be said for the fact that as modern people, we forget where our food comes from. And so I think there is something to be said for having to get a good look at that pig and being like, Oh, this is where the bacon came from.
Well, then I guess you appreciate also they're using all of the pig.
Okay, all right.
It's all being appreciated.
None of that buffalo is going to waste.
Pretty much.
But pig.
And you have to watch the criticism of it because, again, in different cultures and different places, they eat different things.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just telling you that I might not be able to participate in that.
It looks weird. I guess it doesn't even... When you look at it at first, you're like, oh, what's this big fried thing? Then when you really look at it, you see the nose, you see the mouth thing, you see the eyes, and then you catch on what it is.
Feel the same way about fish. I mean, I just hate fish in general, truth be told. But you're telling me that, you bring a fish to the table with the head still attached? But, then again, Nikki, you wouldn't eat a pig's face, but you ate a lobster's tail.
Well, I remember when I was younger, though, we went to a really fancy restaurant, and I ordered lobster fettuccine, and I was with my parents, and it was a lobster, and it came to the table, and they left the head on one part and the tail on the other end to kind of show you, like, that was the decoration.
Hey, look, lobster.
I was so upset because they placed the head with its little eyes looking at you. And I remember I couldn't even eat it because I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing?
Hilarious.
So it's hard when you really take a look at it.
You're right. It is.
So I think I had to ask them to take the head off of it.
Excuse me. I don't want to be particular. I know that a lobster died so I could live, but could you not let me see his face?
And it's not like there was lobster in it. That was already empty. It was just the shell stuff. They just put it on there for decoration.
That's like ordering bacon and they put the pig's head on the plate for fun.
Yes.
They're like, well, of course you're not going to eat it, but we thought, it looks nice.
And I was very young, and it was very upsetting. Very, very upsetting.
I love it so much. And other people are like, they go there for that. They're like, we're going to that one restaurant where they put the lobster's head on the plate.
I love it.
I love coming here.
So that's something people can try if they want.
It's out there. It's called Crispy Ulo. Oh, you know what? That's awesome. You guys keep at that. I'm going to...
You mean you're going to pass so someone else can enjoy it?
I'm going to be down at the McDonald's getting some chicken McNuggets where they got the pink ooze that they turn into a nugget.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So, Nikki.
Yeah.
Here at the Riot, we try not to be political. Now, there's a reason. Do Nikki and I have political opinions? Sure we do. But we want the Riot to be a place where we can set those things aside and we can all come together and have some fun and forget how much we hate each other.
Sanctuary. Well, we need you need a break of it.
So everybody needs a place where they can just relax a little bit. And so I don't want to be all weird about it, but I'm about to make something that I promise you is not a political statement. But I think I might be a Bernie Sanders guy now.
You do?
Yeah. Because I feel like...
Oh, I know why.
I feel like finally I'm encountering somebody that knows where I'm coming from.
And now, wait a minute. You're like, oh, I'm so interested in hearing what's Obi's thoughts on his political, stances and stuff. Like, what does he believe? That's not why Obi's interested.
No, this is about personal comfort level.
For everybody else, this has been the weird thing. But for you, you love it.
I'm just like, oh my gosh. Finally. Brother, let us embrace and sleep in separate beds in the same room.
So I think it was yesterday, word started getting out about some of the
Senator comfort memo.
Yeah. So basically some of the writer information, you know how a band, if you go and see them in concert, the people that brought in the band has to provide certain things for them for the show.
And they call that an artist writer, R-Y-D-E-R.
So, the whole joke of the M&Ms, of certain colors and stuff, and they have to have this and that. Well, it's like that for guest speakers and for politicians too.
So Bernie Sanders, artist writer, for his various stops includes that he wants honey packets for tea. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like a leaky faucet or a slow flushing toilet.
So he wants it probably quiet.
And if you can't get the temperature in the room below 60 degrees, you must provide a fan.
Does that keep him alive, or why is it so cold?
I'm sorry, are you making ageist comment?
I am, because 60 below 60 is so cold.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't stand that, though. You think you could, but I don't know if you could stand below 60.
Wrong.
In the room?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's below 60, and you know what? I'm there under my weighted blanket.
All snuggled up.
All snuggled up, and I believe the word is cozy.
Oh,
okay?
I think it's weird.
But my head's sticking out. My head is cold. My hands are turning a little white. Yes.
You and him can have that. That's too cold.
You guys know that my lifelong dream, I'm not there yet, but someday I will be, is that, yes, I want to have a central air conditioner that, of course, cools the whole house and whatever. But I want to have a room that's my room that has at least one, maybe two window air conditioners in it that feels like a refrigerator.
That's what you're hoping for.
And I want to sleep in there, and I want to relax in there, and all of that stuff.
If it would have said like 65 or below, I could have been in on that. But for some reason,
60.
below 60 seems like exceptionally cold for a hotel room.
You ain't lying. That's legit. Like,
His poor workers that are with him must be like freezing all the time.
Well, and it's an odd number because most people, I mean, in general, most people are not even able
to go under 60
to cool
with
their like room temperature below a certain point. Like most household air conditioners, I think they're good for 20 degrees. They can take about 20 degrees off of the air. And so this guy's like industrial strength.
Something's up with that.
Again, I don't want to make it a thing, but like, isn't he like a hardcore environmentalist?
Isn't that running it too hard then?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
It should be what it is. You have to let it be.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be forcing it to cool down that much.
Bernie, buddy.
That's wrong.
You and me, dude. You and me. Rooms below 60 degrees.
We're at 68 in this room, but we have so much equipment. Like it stays.
Hey, you can open the windows and put a snow machine in here, and it's not getting below 65.
It'd still be that. So I even wonder if we could get our room to 60 below.
Okay, I would like to try, but
I don't want to break it.
Chris will be here in half an hour, and then we're going to be in big trouble. Who turned this down?
Like it's Bernie's fault.
Bernie Sanders is coming by for an interview, Chris, and we had to turn it down. So you can take it up with the senators' people.
He told us it had to be that or had to get the fans out.
Did you talk to his people? No, he came to me in a dream. I had a vision. He told
because it was under 60 in the room. It's not a vision. You're dying.
I think that sounds wonderful.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
All right, Nikki, you know what this weekend is?
This weekend, it's in... Oh, yeah. What is this weekend? Oh, it's a party weekend.
Party weekend, Nikki.
Party.
We're going to honor the memory of Martin Luther King Jr. by doing nothing.
But an extra day of nothing.
An extra day of nothing. So actually, Nikki, that's my question is I just want to know what are you going to do this weekend?
Nothing, hopefully.
What do you mean by nothing?
I really hope to do nothing.
Right, but where are you going to do nothing at?
I'm going to do nothing from the hot tub.
Hello! Hello!
Listen, from now on, every day when I'm not working, I'm going to be in the hot tub that I just bought.
Hang on. Hot tub.
I open the slider to go outside. That just starts playing.
That's what happens. As soon as you get out there, you're like,
I'm ready.
I'm going out to get in the hot tub.
Now there's a soundtrack to it.
So, Nikki, you filled the hot tub with water?
Yes, it should be warm and ready to go for tomorrow.
No,
That's the plan.
Not warm. It should be hot.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Should be ready for that.
Party bears in the hot tub.
Come on, Nikki. That's who Nikki is when she's in the hot tub.
Bear.
She's party bear.
Woo!
Come on.
I just want to relax my muscles. Woo!
It's going to be huge.
I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, Monday will be an extra day of that.
I told Nikki that this weekend, I don't think I said this on the air, it's Big Willie weekend. And you're like, what the heck is that? I'll tell you what it is.
It's a holiday.
It is, because back in the day, I can't remember which movie it was for, but Will Smith was releasing a movie on the 4th of July weekend.
And he would always have a movie.
He kept having movies that weekend. And he did an interview, and he's like, yeah, 4th of July weekend is Big Willie weekend. Now, Will Smith is not the box office draw that he once was.
I mean, he still pulls in numbers.
Yeah, come on.
But it's just not the same with some of his movies.
Right. And so, his movie is not opening 4th of July weekend this time. But it is still a holiday weekend.
Because it's Bad Boys 3 weekend.
And I told Nikki, it's a Big Willie weekend.
It's the big hot tub weekend.
Just like Will Smith said. So Nikki's just like, yeah. So.
Well, thanks for giving me a song to use while I get in the hot tub.
Oh, I think it's going to be huge.
I'm looking for actually a quiet time, sort of the opposite of the party bear thing. That's not really life, or that's just a persona. I just want to get in the tub.
Oh, can we get Eric on the phone?
Because not having a party.
The thing is that I had already, how you're like, yeah, the electrician's coming, whatever. I have an electrician coming today.
What's he doing?
He's installing a lights and sound system outside.
Oh, that's awesome. Woo! Yeah.
Because I want I need you to feel the party the whole time.
Yeah. In fact, every time you're like, the water's coming out of the tub, it's so amazing.
I will tell you, I did book a very, very famous DJ for your hot tub weekend. Have you heard of Partysaurus Rex?
Partysaurus Rex?
Are you familiar with him at all?
I come in, I'm like, who ordered food? We got snacks and stuff.
Like, there's some people downstairs.
I just want to get into. I just want to get in the hot tub and just relax. That's all.
All right.
I'm sorry it's not lining up with what you think it should be, but that's all I've got planned for the weekend.
I have a vision, and I'm going to need you to get on board with this vision of what.
Your vision makes you think the thing's going to break after 1 week. It's like everybody partied too hard.
All right, the jets get a little clogged, okay? And we now have to put up a sign that says,
"This is what we can't do.
We don't pee, or we don't hot tub in your potty. Don't pee in our hot tub."
Now there's new rules.
Yeah, so there's gonna be some things.
Well, are you gonna do anything fun this weekend? Or Monday? Because it's worst of Riot on Monday. We will not be in.
So, Nikki, you don't know?
Is that your weekend too?
I wasn't talking about your weekend. I was talking about our weekend. I bought a new suit and everything.
New bathing suit.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming over.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be huge.
Okay. You're welcome to use the hot tub anytime, and it's not weird.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So my plan for this weekend, aside from hanging out in your hot tub pretty much the whole time, is that when I do go home, and by home I mean to the room I keep at Nikki's house.
That's the guest bedroom.
Yeah.
It's your own space when you're there.
I actually found an old movie that I'd never seen, and I started it the other night, and I didn't get to finish it, and so I'm going to go back in and go from the beginning.
Start to finish?
Mm-hmm. It's called The Enemy. No. Run Silent, Run Deep.
Run Silent, Run Deep. How old is it?
It is
1958. Wow, that is old.
So it's 61 years old. Starring Clark Gable and Burt Lancaster.
Obi, you know the movies to watch, don't you? It looks good.
Actually, it's fantastic so far. Now, I haven't watched. Keep in mind,
why aren't you going to go watch the 19 one in the movie theaters? That's
1917.
Yeah, why don't you watch that?
Well, it's not that I can't. It's just that I'm going to watch this at home.
But there's another different war movie.
And this is why I bought myself a 4K TV and a Dolby Atmos surround system.
But you also own a subscription to
Amazon Prime.
No, to AMC's thing.
AMC Stubs list?
Yeah,
Stubs A-list?
Yeah, so you also need to go to the movie theater to use that.
Nikki, here's the thing. What I want to have is incredible access to entertainment that I never use.
You never fulfill any of it.
That I never use.
Well, I guess you have time for both if it works.
Well, it is a 3-day weekend.
So what made you pick this one?
I have heard of it before. I am a substantial fan of Crimson Tide, which is a 1994 Denzel Washington, Gene Hackman submarine movie. and The Hunt for Red October, which is like 1980 something. Alec Baldwin and Sean Connery.
Ooh.
Those are two movies that I genuinely love.
But that's the one author who does those, right?
No, Tom Clancy is Hunt for Red October. Crimson Tide is made up.
Different one.
I mean, Tom Clancy's real. Whoever wrote Crimson Tide, who are they? I don't even know. Whatever.
They're nobody.
So I had heard that those movies borrow a lot from a couple of submarine movies from a long time ago. I didn't know when. And so Run Silent, Run Deep, I was like, you know what? It's there. It's free. Why not?
Give it a try.
So I fired it up and I was like, you know what? I'm coming back to this when I can watch the whole thing in a sitting. So.
Is it weird because it's black and white?
Not really. I mean,
Not
okay.
really?
But all right, here's something. This is my theory for what it's worth. Now we don't even things aren't black and white because we can't come up with whatever. We put an Instagram filter on something to make it black and white. So a lot of things that we think of as being old, if they've been cleaned up, restored, whatever. So it actually looks like, hey, we made this movie to look this way. Not this is the way that movies look. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So somebody just put a black and white Instagram filter on this movie.
Boy, it's the right one to watch. Looks cool.
I mean, that's what, look, you asked me what I was doing, and I realized that I actually had an answer aside from,
this is the one.
hanging out at your place. Hey, you know what, Nikki, I'll tell you what.
You made to watch that too this weekend?
I wasn't going to tell you, but Eric and I are installing a projector outside.
Oh, yeah.
Near
You
the
can
hot
watch
tub.
stuff. Sure.
So you know what? How fun could it be? It's a submarine movie and we're in the hot tub and we could be like, dive, dive. And you know what I mean?
Oh, my gosh. You just made it even better. It's perfect.
And then we'll watch Jaws.
Well, you have a good time watching this. So Run Silent, Run Deep.
That's what I'm going to watch.
It's your old movie you're going back to watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I've done an old movie. So I'm kind of excited about digging in and finding something old school. And we'll see if it's any good. So far, so good, though. Burt Lancaster's fantastic. It actually reminds me a lot of U-571, but we can talk about that another time. That's another good sub movie.
It's another
Nikki.
good one.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
Good news, bad news. Let's start with the bad news. You know what? You don't know a perfect person. And here's the problem.
Oh.
Because you don't know a perfect person, that means that you are you to somebody else.
Yeah, it means you're not a perfect person.
Hello. Come on. Now, here's the thing. A lot of us will say things like, I know I'm not perfect. I find that people that make that statement, what they really mean is, I know I'm better than everyone else, but I won't admit it.
They feel like they're at least more perfect than the others around them.
It's the Socratic thing where it's like, I'm wiser than you because I admit I don't know. So listen, we've all got to come to terms with the fact that not only is that something you just say, it's real. We really aren't perfect. We really do make mistakes. So do the people around us. And so what that means is we're a whole bunch of people that need to be what? Forgiven. All of us do. I need it just as much as you do. That's the bad news. Here's the good news, is that God loves you in spite of whatever the heck you and I have done, whether to ourselves or to others, and wants to forgive us. That's beautiful. And you know what's great about that is that when God forgives us and we accept his forgiveness, I have found that it enables me to forgive other people. And in some ways, and I know this can be an ugly word, it obligates me to. Because if God can forgive me for what I've done, then who am I to not forgive you? Now, again, I'm just going to say that doesn't mean I'll stay in this abusive relationship where my life's in danger, et cetera, et cetera. I'll let you continue to bully me into oblivion. No. You can get out, you can go, you can whatever. I don't mean that. But I'm just saying that we can forgive people and move on with our life for whatever it is. And I know forgiveness is a huge spectrum. So here's what I'm saying. Let's start with you. Let's forget about everybody else and start with you. Do you need to be forgiven? Do you want to start a relationship with God where you can learn a better way to live, which at some point, will give you the strength to forgive other people? Great place to start right here. Just say, Jesus, I need that. I'm not perfect. I don't just make mistakes. Sometimes I intentionally do the wrong thing. and I need you to forgive me. I want to start over, and I want you to show me a different way to do things. Come into my life, fill me with your spirit. It's a great place to start. You know what? Again, not perfect, and that includes me, which is hard to believe because I'm so...
Is that the shocker part?
Oh, yeah. That's the other bad news. I'm not perfect, and everybody just got really upset.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
So, Nikki, your Fitbit.
Well, for me, I have an Apple Watch, but like your Fit Watch.
Your Fitbit, the one that's at home in your drawer.
Do I have a Fitbit? I had a Nike one. Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know.
I've never had a Fitbit.
So you haven't really?
No, I've never had one.
Okay.
I had this old Nike bracelet that used to do tracking.
Yeah,
but then
okay, I do remember that.
From there, I just moved on to an Apple Watch.
Okay, I thought you had that Nike one and a Fitbit.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, they're saying here that a Fitbit knows when you're about to get sick. Researchers analyzed data from 47,248 Fitbit users. And they say that they were able to tell that you were getting sick because of two telltale signs. One, that your heart rate is higher than normal.
Really?
I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because that would be something...
Your body's stressed.
Yeah, but you wouldn't notice. Like, you're not sitting there reading a book going, boy, my heart rate's up a little, you know?
I wonder if I have the flu.
But then they say the other one is that it tracks is excessive amounts of sleeping. I'd like to find out what that's like.
You don't want to know. You do not want to see your sleeping stuff. I think it'd be sad if we all saw our sleeping information.
No. What I'm saying is I want to do some excessive sleeping.
Oh, you do? But
yeah, I don't
you don't want
no.
the information from your Fitbit telling you how poorly you sleep.
Oh, no, please don't tell me that. Though, Nikki, now that I have a weighted blanket.
Oh, maybe you'll sleep better.
Maybe I'll know all about it.
But yet, it's not like the Fitbit will tell you, like, give you a heads up. Does it send you an email? Does it give you a notification that your body's changing to where you might be sick?
Yeah.
Or is it just Fitbit knows, but they're not telling you?
They don't want to tell you?
They don't want to ruin the surprise.
Well, the researchers are saying that this would be something that perhaps would help with flu outbreaks. They would be able to know, like, okay, you know, your
area is going to
Fitbit,
get hit.
An area would get hit so that they could plan for more inoculations, et cetera, et cetera. Or even you might be able to say, like, oh, I'm getting sick. I probably shouldn't go out right now.
Well, sometimes you're supposed to, if you start feeling it, you're supposed to slow down, rest a bit, so it doesn't just go all out.
I don't mean this to sound like a punk or whatever, but like I don't know too many people that are super busy because they choose to be. Most people are really busy because they have to be.
Because that's life.
That's
and that's what drains you
like.
down, which is why you get sick a lot of times.
I don't know.
That's just how life is.
The other thing about it that bothers me a little bit is, and I don't want to go there, but I'm going to. Remember that Tom Cruise movie, Minority Report, where it was like...
Is that the ball one?
Yeah, it was the ball one, where like they would be able to... They would arrest you for a crime you hadn't committed yet.
Murder. That one?
That's the one, Nikki.
Uh-huh.
So in the middle of all of that, what about, you have to take the day off of work because you're obviously getting sick, but you're not getting sick. Or... you have to have a higher insurance rate because obviously you're sick all the time.
Oh, because it would give the data and the data would tell on you.
Yeah. There's something. Okay. I realize this may just be me being super paranoid, but I feel like at some point in future history, all of this data that we're giving away is going to be a noose around our neck. Like, it's not right now. It's fine right now. Everybody's fine. It's fun. It's good. It's whatever. But then at some point, it's just going to be like, oh, yeah, I couldn't get insurance on the whatever because you remember that toe ring I got? Well, it had a toe sensor, and they figured out that if your third toe is at a whatever angle, then you're more likely to get the diabetes.
Hey, you're not supposed to tell these things.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to spread that.
All right. Surprise. I have a toe ring.
It tracks all of his fitness things and his sleep.
It's awesome. Love the toe ring.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Do you still have Netflix? Good. Get a second job because they're going to need your support soon. You're going to be a part of the Netflix family.
This is what you do.
It's time for you to start contributing around here, son.
Listen, you support your family.
All right.
So what do they want us to do? They're not going to raise prices again, are they?
Well, not yet, but I can tell you that I see it in the forecast.
Every time they sign on like a big movie or a big series, it's just like you could just see your money going away.
Looks like this, Nikki. They spent $15 billion on content in 2019.
Don't you feel like that's too much? If you go on Netflix, a lot of it is Netflix stuff that they bought that they put their name on.
That's what they push the hardest, which, I mean, makes sense.
And that's because they're losing studios because everybody else is starting their own streaming service. So their own stuff goes to their own place.
It's going to the Peacock, Nikki.
Netflix has to have their own stuff.
So this year they're going to spend $17 billion.
So wait, what was the first number?
15.
So they're going up.
So an extra $2 billion. So I figure right now I'm paying $15 a month. So pretty soon I'm going to be paying $17 a month.
17 or 18 a month.
Nikki, for access to all that content, that's really a good deal.
I don't know.
It really is.
There's still some stuff I like to watch, but it's not like it used to be. There was a heyday to Netflix when there was so much great content, and now it's not the same.
I just feel like I can't keep up. Like between that, the shows that I want to see on Amazon Prime, et cetera, and the other thing is like I'm just not committed enough. Mm-hmm. Like there are whole days where I don't watch a show. Whole days.
Whole days? What are you doing?
Where I'm not sitting down watching a show.
We've also had this horrible thing start with us. It's even hard to sit through a show.
Like, dude, my attention's been shot.
A movie was one thing.
At night, I just watch YouTube.
A movie was one thing, and then it became a show because a movie was too long, and now a show's too long. So then, yes, you just move to YouTube we're just really watching clips. That's all we're watching.
And now I don't even watch a whole YouTube video. I'm scrubbing through it.
I want a whole season of clips.
Like, you know what? It's like I'm not even watching TikTok compilations anymore. Yeah. Now it's just TikTok.
It's all we can really sit down and watch. And yeah, that's why you sit and watch TikTok for hours at night.
They're bringing Vine back. It's 6 seconds. That's all you get. 15's too much.
I don't know what that leads. Does that lead to eventually nothing? Absolutely nothing because you can't sit and watch anything.
So what, we start the cycle over again?
Maybe. Maybe it'll become cool to like watch really long documentaries. It'll swing the other way.
But that's binging, right?
No, it's one thing. But it's a really long one thing. You'll come in and be like, hey, did you watch that boat movie, all 6 hours of it? And you're like, yeah, I totally did.
Oh, my gosh, I did.
And we're so excited that that's what you accomplished.
I don't know. Where does it go from here? Probably, what if it's books? What if I go back to books?
Well, no, it's about length, not necessarily what you're
books
doing.
Books take a long time.
True, but for books, you could even move from you're reading a series to like a short story to a pamphlet.
And now people are like, bro, I don't read.
Can't even read.
Literacy's the way to go.
So, we'll see where things go.
I just communicate through little pictograms.
That's a lot of money for Netflix to be spending
$17 billion.
Purchasing content.
Well, I hope it's better than 6. What was that?
The 6 Underground.
6 Underground.
Oh, my gosh. You could have saved some money on that.
I hope it's better than that.
That's what I hope. It's like when you realize your tax money goes to pay for all these things. It's like you realize your Netflix money goes to pay for all these movies that are terrible.
On paper, it seemed like a good idea.
I bet it did. They thought that was going to be a good one.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I can truthfully say that I've reached a point in my life where I've already had more Kit Kat flavors than I ever imagined possible.
There's so many.
So many.
And we don't even realize in the United States, but like when you get to Japan, the amount of Kit Kat flavors are just amazing.
Well, and that's where we are, Nikki, is that we have become consumers of international Kit Kats.
That's true. So to us, this new flavor, we've tried the international version. We tried just plain lemon. But then if you remember, the last lemon Kit Kat flavor we tried was lemon salt.
That was delicious, actually. It was weirdly good.
It's a very weird flavor, and it's very popular in a particular part of Japan, but it's most well-known there. This is just going to be a straight lemon flavor.
Lemon crisp Kit Kat coming to the United States. And
that's the first 2020 flavor, they say.
They say there's going to be more, though, which is kind of cool because that means they are going to start marketing some of that international stuff here. I was at the gas station getting gas, whatever the heck day that was, and they had like a mint something Kit Kat.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those duo ones. And I think we actually had tried that one.
We try a lot. It's not our fault you guys sent them to us. I think we tried a Canadian version, but we also, the most bestest was the one from New Zealand. That was the mint flavor we tried.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
We were savoring tiny bites because it was so delicious.
Yeah, we didn't want it to end.
But that was a few years ago, but I think the United States version is similar to what we had then.
Not as good.
But we have had a lot of Kit Kats.
We really have. I think, boy, that mint one may be my favorite. I like the mixture of peanut butter with it, though it's a little powerful.
Mm-hmm. But if you look a few weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, wasn't it? We tried the Kit Kats from Italy in our RIOT food fight.
That's right. And those, I'm scared off of those because I got so sick.
There was like a salted caramel one,
that was good.
The peanut butter one, you liked that one.
Was good.
What else was the two flavors?
I don't remember.
There was a white chocolate one. That was good.
Okay, speaking of, I almost bought today. I saw a white chocolate Snickers when I was in the store, and I almost bought it and brought it into the show.
They're
but I was like, well,
so good. You need to have one. They're
okay.
So good.
Okay. All right.
Now, does it top the original? I don't know, but I had it when I was on vacation, and it was amazing.
I've definitely had a dark chocolate Snickers, but I've never had a white chocolate one.
This is better.
Okay.
Put that down for this weekend. The holiday weekend. What are you going to do this weekend? Write it down on your notes.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Nikki. I'm going to unwrap a little party.
It's a party weekend.
I'm going to sit in your hot tub and eat a white Snickers, and that's not a euphemism for anything. I'm straight up eating.
Boy, it's going to be the best weekend, isn't it? Now, we are not in on Monday. It's going to be worst of Riot on Monday for the holiday, but we'll see what we do.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously. This is The Riot on Radio U.
So, we've talked Netflix, we talked Kit Kat, but what happens when you want a little something while you're watching Netflix?
What do you do?
Ben & Jerry's has Netflix and chilled.
Oh, I feel like that's a little late.
Too late?
Yeah, but that's okay.
I mean, 2 years too late?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. It would have been better back during that heyday.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So it's oh gosh, it's peanut butter ice cream mixed with pretzels and fudge brownies.
That's all you over there. Now you could be in.
And then there is they made a non-dairy one.
Look at that. I
wonder if that's any good.
They usually have alternatives for that.
I'm telling you, man, these days, like milk and cheese, I just can't. I haven't had ice cream since I started thinking I was lactose intolerant, which I'm technically not, but I still don't seem to handle it well.
Lactose bothered.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Certain things really bother you, though not everything.
There it is, Netflix and chilled non-dairy frozen dessert.
I can't eat Ben & Jerry's. There's too much in there. It's just too much. They're like, you can have a spoonful and it's 1,000 calories. It's just too much.
Nikki, I feel
You're not supposed to look at it. Okay. I know, but
no, I feel like the moment you've grabbed a Ben & Jerry's, you've said, you know what? I've quit caring now.
Yeah, it doesn't bother. It's more than a cheat day.
Yeah, no, it's a cheat. It's like cheat week when you're on Ben & Jerry's. Cheat week and a little thing. And
then they're like, well, you could just have 2 spoonfuls. That's it. That's all you get. But it's pretty good, the flavors, to where it's hard to stop at just that.
I think Ben & Jerry's ice cream is fantastic. In general, I mean, like there are flavors I don't care for, but like Chunky Monkey.
Is that still around?
Chubby Hubby.
Is that too?
Come on. That's good.
We just can't do the ice cream thing. Just can't.
No, dude. I'll tell you what I love to do. I love to go over to one of those, like frozen yogurt places where you get to choose your own flavors and they charge you by the pound.
Oh, they get you in the little candy bar area.
The last time I did that, I'm embarrassed to tell you how much money I spent because I just thought, I was like, I'm just going to get whatever I want. And then it was like, what have I done?
It's like when you go to the grocery store and if you want to go get like lunch at the little salad bar sort of area, it's by weight and it'll really wreck you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you want to put some stuff in there, and it's got to be light.
One time we went, and I thought it meant that
You thought it was just a flat price.
I thought that was the price for the container, so I filled it all the way up.
I think it was like $25 for a salad. I'm at the grocery store.
I spent so much money that day, and it was because I was too embarrassed to admit my mistake. I was just like, yeah, of course it's what I wanted.
I'm hungry.
Obviously.
So when you go to the frozen yogurt places, you got to pick the very light candy at the end, the one that won't add too much weight.
Well, there you go. There's a new Ben & Jerry's flavor. Man, today
we're hungry and we're ready for the weekend.
We must be getting into the week, getting hungry, because I think today we've talked about food more today than the whole rest of the week.
It's just how it is. It's the end of the week.
It's Friday. Come on.
What do you expect us to talk about? There's nothing else.
The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
Okay, here's what we're staring at, Nikki. We've got this list of the most frequently searched terms in fitness-related categories.
For resolutions?
On New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So it's like, if it's about a resolution, a fitness, things like that. So,
what are people Googling to try to figure out what they want to make their resolution or how they're going to actually do it?
Yeah, now this came from a life insurance company. They did the analysis. They're posting it. And here's what we find. The most searched term across the United States was CrossFit.
CrossFit, really?
Yep. More people were searching CrossFit than anything else. Which,
as like they think that would be the answer.
Yeah. I feel like if it were not for my own particular physical difficulties, I would.
And expensive. It's very expensive.
It is expensive. It is. But I think it looks great.
Yeah,
I think I would really like it.
It looks nice because I feel like, and again, these are outsiders looking in, but it feels like more of a community where if you want to really get into a fitness workout thing that works, you sometimes have to have friends that are there to support you and kind of be with you while you do it.
Yeah. And if you're like, Obadiah, what's wrong with you? I have this elbow problem. It's a long story. But, Nikki, I want you to know that, you know what? Forget it. Let's go ahead and sweep through the different places where the RadioU network is on the air. Starting in California, Pilates was the most searched. Going to the state of Washington, CrossFit.
Nice.
Sliding through Oklahoma, Nutrisystem.
Really? All right. It's not the same as the other two, but it was fine.
Yeah, I'll work out. You drink the shake.
Just eat the food.
You'll probably lose more weight than me. Okay, sliding into Michigan, Planet Fitness.
Okay.
In Ohio, Planet Fitness.
All
I can't help but feel like Nikki and I were not instrumental in crafting that.
We go to Planet Fitness.
As she and I are now Planet Fitness members. And let's see, New York State, we got CrossFit. Am I missing a state?
No, I think that's about it.
That's everybody? So, yeah. Other states like CrossFit, I mean, like everywhere. Indiana looked at best workout apps. That was a Kentucky and Indiana search that happened. So you guys don't want to go to the gym. You want to stay home.
You want to look at the apps.
And Nikki and I in Michigan and Ohio, you're like, you know what? We just want to go to the gym on our own pace.
But not for too much.
At a very inexpensive rate.
And then you have everybody else doing CrossFit.
Yeah. And you guys are the real fitness people.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, well, I got on the stair machine today. I'm getting ready for a Fight for Air climb in Columbus, Ohio, coming up February 15th. And so I got on the stair machine, and you know what? I'm up there, and I was on for 10. My goal was 10 minutes. I was like, you know what? I haven't been doing the stair machine. Let's do 10 minutes. And so I did like level 6. And of course, the people on each side of me were like level 7 and 8. So I'm climbing
for hours
at my pace, and they're like, faster, 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 faster. At one point, I wanted to just push the guy next to me, just like, whoops.
Be like, listen,
can
you scoot over one more? I don't want you next to me.
No, the stair machines are full this morning.
Aww.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, as I may have said before, if you go to a Planet Fitness and you get on a stair machine, you get to look down on everybody.
Because they're so tall.
They're so tall. They're so tall. So, there you got it. I hope you're all getting fit and enjoying your new you. It's a new year, after all.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
Maybe I just don't love my body enough.